Hello, everyone. I'm Cristina, your host at Web3 TV. Welcome. We are very excited because today we have very special guests. I'm in love with them. They are twins. They are very, very smart. They started Apta. They are the founders, and this started at Cambridge University. So the background is so interesting. They are going to share more about how they are using AI to allow a lot of users to have access to a lot of things. So stay until the end. Let's start. How are you?
Hi, thank you. I'm good, thank you. Just say hello to everyone. I'm Vyas, and one of the co-founders and the Chief Science Officer at Apta over here. Just to give a short introduction about myself, I'm the CTO of Apta, and as you can probably guess, the twin brother of Vyas. Thank you for the introduction, Cristina.
You're very welcome. So let's dive deep. What is Apta and how is adding value to the society?
So in a three-word summary, I would say Apta is a domain-specific co-pilot. And if I was to give a bit more of an introduction to what Apta does, it tries to solve three key problems in the area. And the problems are that generalist large language models, these AI models that exist out there, are very good at language, but they can't do complex reasoning tasks. These things are in a way ring-fenced for sophisticated analysis. People who can do coding, people who can do Python, people who can do maths. But us normal people can't go and get these kind of analysis insights by ourselves. So at Apta, we built an AI framework which allows anyone to ask a question in their normal, natural language and be able to access these deep insights in a brief summary.
Thank you. What about you? What do you think about it?
So yes, so maybe if I can add a tiny bit more from the technology side, what does really set us apart is the fact that you are using natural language to interact with these deep insights. And how is that possible? Because the main idea is that we only use this concept of an LLM, a large language model, as your medium to interact with the user. What sits beneath the hood is effectively a suite of very intelligent AI agents. And each agent is something which is responsible, that is capable of doing lots of different tasks. For example, we might have an agent which is a blockchain expert. We might have an agent which is a social media sentiment tracker. And each of these agents are very niche and bespoke to specific purposes. So all an LLM really has to do when a user asks a query is to trigger the relevant AI agent to answer that question. And when the AI agent has its answer, it just passes it back to the language model, the LLM, the AI LLM, which just writes it in a nice way back to the user in a synthesized way, which makes sense and easy to digest that deep insight.
Amazing. Thank you so much for sharing. And everything that you are doing is possible because you have been studying so much. They were doing their PhD, and also they are doing a lot of things. So would you like to share more about your background, what you have done before that leads you to be where you are now?
Sure, yeah. Okay, so if I may begin. I think it's now almost 9 years ago where I began my journey at the University of Cambridge as an undergraduate, where I specialized in information engineering. And following this, I started a PhD in the Machine Intelligence Lab at Cambridge in the area of large language models, specifically looking at something called the adversarial robustness of these large language models. And whilst doing this PhD, I was fortunate to also work with a hedge fund, where I was responsible for basically using these large language models and natural language processing AI technology to identify the sentiment in, let's say, social media or CEO transcripts and calls, and use this sentiment to inform investment decisions for the hedge fund. And also, during my PhD, I was fortunate enough to work for Amazon. We're at Amazon in California last year. I was working as a research scientist, where again, I was using this to try and basically see how we can develop better large language models for the public. And then beyond this, after working at Amazon, I, with my co-founder Vatsal and two other co-founders, opened an AI consultancy. And this AI consultancy was great because it gave us an opportunity to, one, deploy our deep learning theory for public use, and two, also learn what are the real problems people are having with large language models. And that's where we came up with the idea of Apta around 5 to 6 months ago, and that's where we are today.
So just a short history of myself is like Vyas. I did my undergrad at the University of Cambridge in information engineering and specializing in machine learning. And I also did my PhD at the Machine Intelligence Laboratory, and specifically the speech group, where I focused my research on generative AI and how do we go about assessing these systems at scale and in an automated fashion. Beyond this, I was fortunate enough to work with the language understanding and relevance team at Meta AI in London, where I was exploring approaches where we can make more efficient representations of text. And this was ideally to boost the performance of recommendation systems. And while I was there at Meta, I was lucky to work with the likes of people who created the RAG system and even some of the most popular open source language models nowadays, like Llama 2. So, and as Vyas mentioned, after finishing my PhD and finishing off my research over there, I worked with my co-founders in forming this AI consultancy where we got the opportunity to interact with a vast array of different companies for different AI needs. And then this led on to Apta and the idea we discussed just a second earlier.
Wow, a lot of work behind. They are studying a lot. They are doing a lot of research, so you don't have to. That's why now, you can see them as your heroes. I would love to know more about Hero. What are you working on? Why is so exciting? And why is Hero? I think the name has to do a lot with the mission, and all your hard work now could be seen in this platform. So would you like to share more? How is it going?
Perhaps I can start?
Yeah, sure.
So Hero effectively is an ecosystem for various decentralized finance, crypto, and Web3 tools. So they have lots of different products. For example, there's Hero Pay, there's Hero Wallet, there's the Hero Browser. And the one most exciting to me is the Hero AI Search. And this is where we step in, because the AI component of Hero AI Search is powered by Apta. So all the technology we've been describing to you is being channeled to create the Hero AI Search system to be able to interact using natural language to deep insights about the crypto vertical.
So if I may add to that, I think the main narrative with Hero is they want to add transparency to a space which is famously very, very noisy and confusing. There are so many scams out there. There's a lot of bad imagery around crypto, and not for a bad reason. It's because there are a lot of scams. So the Hero platform wants to give users the power and the ability to filter through all these scams. Hero wants to be the hero for the everyday user. So with AI, we are able to unlock the deep insights, which are usually, again, ring-fenced for very few select individuals in the space, but now allow all users to be able to access these insights and use them to make informed decisions about their own investments in the space. So Hero really wants to be a hero for the everyday user.
Oh my God, I love this. We all want a hero, and now we can get it. So stay tuned, and remember, crypto is something that could help you do your own research, understand the tools that you have around, go to an event, go to a meetup, meet people that are on the space, and that's how you can also get involved. Understand the value of crypto, of Web3, of AI, and use it in your advantage. Thank you so much for coming today, and we are very happy to see how the project and everything you do go to the market. So thank you so much for looking today. We are so happy to have you here. Remember, here we encourage you to understand more about Web3, to understand more about AI, but most importantly, to share it with your friends, because once you understand, you can share with more people. Thank you so much.
Thank you.